everybody, and welcome to Book Recommendations by Matt. Our special guest for the day, come on down, Matt. Too cheesy?
You're such a happy girl.
Yep.
Come here. Hi.
I don't think you'll ever cry.
But I did get side.
Yeah.
Side? New obsession? We'll find out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Book Recommendations by Matt. Our special guest for the day, come on down, Matt. Too cheesy? Okay, we can do it over.
Okay. No, we'll keep it. So hi, I'm Matt, and I kind of don't know what we're doing. I know Shawnee's going to ask me some questions, and I'm going to grab a book.
Yeah, so I have 10 book recommendation questions here. Some of them based off of questions that don't make any sense to provide a book recommendation for somebody, and some of them that do. So I'm going to ask you a question, and then you can look through our bookshelf and give a book recommendation to everybody based on the question that I ask you. Sound good?
Sure.
Question number 1. What is a book to screen adaptation that's not Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings that you would recommend?
That is not Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings.
Right.
The problem is, this requires me to have read the book and seen the movie. I think I'm going to have to go with A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman. So there is a movie called A Man Called Ove. It came out in, I think, 2015. And it was like...
A Swedish version.
It's a Swedish, I think, foreign to America movie. This year, there's an American version released called A Man Called Otto, starring Tom Hanks.
I forgot they changed.
And you've probably seen the movie covers that changed the title to A Man Called Otto, and that grinds my gears to no end, and it really ticks me off, to put it lightly. But yeah, A Man Called Ove. This is a very touching story. The book made me cry. The movie made me cry. Like sobbing, crybaby, full diaper, like
all the emotions.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great experience. I have a full length book review, both spoiler and spoiler free, already up on the channel, so you can hear all my full thoughts on this. But 5 stars for the book, 5 stars for the movie, 4 stars for the movie. Tom Hanks is great. The rest are kind of okay.
Yeah, I remember you saying that now.
Yeah.
I will say that if you didn't choose that one for your book to screen adaptation, that I was going to bring it up and remind you how much you loved it. Question number 2. What is a book that should have an adaptation but doesn't yet? So whether that would be a movie or a show or an anime.
Can I choose more than one?
Yes. Fine.
So it's really hard for me to not choose a Sanderson, because they're my favorite stories, and I really want to see those adapted to the screen in some form or fashion. But I think the Greenbone Saga would be a hit TV show.
Oh yeah, especially like if HBO did it and did it well, like they did for the first part of Game of Thrones or something like that, where they sank a lot of money into it. Have they also destroyed the shows? Yes. But have they also done well? Also yes. And I'm pretty sure somebody has the rights to Jade City. I think that Fondly said that on Book Reviews Kills, that somebody has the rights to it, but nothing else has been done except for that. What is it called? Like optioning, where they can say like, here's what we're offering, here's what you can accept. We'll take the option to make it into a TV show for the next 5 years, and if we don't within that time, then we'll give up our right to make it into a TV show, and somebody else can buy the option.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's something like that. I'm pretty sure somebody has the options to make it into a TV show, but I don't know who, because that can't be released yet.
And then also, I know that Sanderson has been in talks with Screen people, but I'm not sure for what series or what adaptation is going to happen. But I know that he's been in talks with somebody.
Somebody also, has the option for, I think it is Mistborn. Good choice.
Right, so that was my second choice. What's the next one?
Question number 3. A book that made you cry or that made you sad. Well, you want to go back to that, but
I already picked.
No other books ever made you cry or made you sad?
The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. The last chunk of it made me pretty sad. I remember when something happens, getting pretty emotional, because I was tired going to bed, so maybe that has something to do with it.
I do remember, though, whenever this thing happened, you were also really mad Like, you were upset, like, you were emotionally, like, upset, but you were also mad that Brandon Sanderson let that happen, if we're talking about the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, yes. So I remember he was mad at Brandon Sanderson for that happening, but he was sad that it happened.
I now that I'm in the second book, which I need to pick back up, I read about a third of it, but then prioritized other reading for various reasons. Reading the second book, I think that it's good storytelling.
He had good reason.
I think it was okay. But in the moment, I was not okay. So this book made me sad. And I didn't cry as much as I did reading Ove when reading this one.
I don't think you'll ever cry
But I did get sad.
Yeah.
Sad? I did get sad. Okay, let me put this back. Should we take the books in boxes out of the boxes?
I'm okay with not keeping the boxes. You like them in the boxes, and if
I
you
like
want
the
to keep
boxes
them,
because they stay up straight.
we can keep the boxes then.
Okay, we'll keep the boxes.
All right.
Next.
Question number 4. Something funny. A book recommendation for somebody that wants a good laugh.
The whole book needs to be funny?
Not entirely.
Oh,
no.
Now, here's the thing. Have I read this book? No. I've read other Terry Pratchett's, like Good Omens. Do we have that? I don't know. But I read Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. That was a combined effort. And this is one of the beginnings in Discworld. There's like 5 different series in the Discworld. And this is the beginning of one of those. And then I've read, not completely, but I started one called Mort a while back. I never finished it. Again, why am I so bad at that?
Because you just want to read everything.
I just need to finish books. I want to read this book, and then I see this book, and I want to read that book, and then I see that book, and then I want to read that book, and all the other books just are left unread. But anyways, Guards by Terry Pratchett, or anything in the Discworld series. It's satirical. It's supposed to be funny, humorous, and
Tell them about the premise of the world.
So Discworld, if you are not familiar with it, is a flat disc. The world is a flat disc that is sitting on the back of 4 elephants that are standing on the back of a turtle that is flying through space.
Who wouldn't want to read that?
Sounds amazing. So, there's different series within the world, and this is the beginning of one of them, and hopefully I want to read this soon.
I want to read that this year too, I think.
But I have plans for other reading for the rest of this month and the month of May. So maybe I'll be able to squeeze this in somehow, some way.
Be a fun summer read.
Yeah, I definitely want to read it sometime in the summer. Like probably right after May, I'll pick this up.
Sure.
For something funny, my pick is Guards by Terry Pratchett.
All right, on to question number 5. What is a book recommendation you would give to somebody that wants something adventurous?
Something adventurous. I have a couple of...
Out here?
I have a couple of ideas, but I haven't finished all of the ideas that I have. And the recommendations these recommendations are based on what I know about the books because I haven't finished all of them.
Sure.
The one that I have finished would be Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, great one. I didn't think about that.
The First Secret Project. We also have a full-length review on that one on the channel already. We both loved it.
Yeah.
I think Shawnee gave it 5 stars. I gave it 4 stars. I have my reasons. Don't hate me. If you want to hear those reasons, you can check out that video. And but first pick for this one is going to be Tress of the Emerald Sea. Can I choose more than one?
Sure, yeah. If you have another one in mind.
The second one in mind is the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. So this is a middle grade series, but it's still a lot of fun for adult readers, or for any reader really. And you follow Percy Jackson, who is the half son of Poseidon, and he goes on adventures after. Well, he goes to this camp called Camp Half-Blood every summer. From there, goes on adventures. I've read 3 out of the 5. Again, need to pick this series back up. Seems to be a recurring theme for my reading is I don't read.
Is that you do read, is that you just have book ADHD?
Yeah, that's true. I've got one more.
Book ADD?
So the last one that I have is One Piece. This is a manga. It's also an anime series, and it has been going on forever. It's still going, both the manga and the anime. And it's a nautical fantasy type story. So As a child, he dreamed of becoming king of the pirates, but his life changed when he accidentally ate the gum-gum fruit, an enchanted devil fruit that gave him the ability to stretch like rubber. Its only drawback, he'll never be able to swim again, a serious handicap for an aspiring sea dog. Years later, Luffy sets off on his quest to find the One Piece, said to be the greatest treasure in the world. The treasure trove of High Seas Adventures just got bigger with this collection of the first 3 volumes of One Piece. One Piece is, from what I hear, of course, because I have not read this, and I've read a little bit, definitely not caught up.
We know English some days.
Adventurous story on the sea, pirates, and I'll be picking this up I'll be picking this one up soon. For another video that we're doing that you'll see at the end of April. And I'm actually really looking forward to this. I hope that I love it and I fall in love instantly and I just read chapter after chapter after chapter.
I hope so too.
So, new obsession? We'll find out. Those are the adventurous recommendations that I've got for you.
All right, and your next question, you are allowed to pick 2 books, but you can pick one if you want. A hyped book, like either on YouTube, on TikTok, on the internet. What is a hyped book either that you have or have not read?
Just a book that has a lot of hype on it.
Has a lot of hype.
I have to go to the living room.
He'll be right back.
Okay, I've got one that I have not read. Do I read a lot of hyped books? Well, Greenbone had a lot of hype on
I feel like it doesn't have enough
book
hype. I
2.
want it to have more
Whenever
hype.
I feel like a lot of the hype books are going to be
Did you read this
on
one?
this shelf. Do I have to do one that I read and one I didn't read?
No.
Or can I do multiple that I haven't read?
You can do multiple that you haven't read, or you could just do one, or whatever you want.
Okay, well,
You make the rules.
I'll do 2. First and foremost, Lessons in Chemistry. I've seen a lot of hype on this, but I don't know much about it because I don't follow a lot of booktubers that would read this book. My dad has read this book. He hyped it up. This is the Barnes & Noble, book of the year for last year.
Yep.
And funnily enough, I have plans for reading this one soon. But you'll find out why when that video comes out. So that book has a lot of hype on it. Maybe I'm mistaken on how much hype it has.
No, I have a lot of hype.
But you know what else has a lot of hype?
Akatar.
So Shawnee has read this series. She hasn't finished the last book yet.
Well, so I finished the books that were from the main character in this book, from her POV. The one that I haven't finished is from her sister's point of view. God bless you.
And my dad has also...
God bless you.
Dude! And my dad has also read this series. And I feel like everyone and their mother on BookTube and BookTok and Bookstagram, and everybody has read this series except for me. And I hear a lot of the hype. I don't know if I buy the hype. The only way to find out is to buckle down and read it, but I don't know that I will ever.
I have seen husbands that have read these books and really liked them after saying that.
I just don't know if I like fairy.
Well, it's not. You can skim those parts. I don't like it either.
I'm not holding my breath for reading this series, but for the sake of the prompt, this book's got a lot of hype on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go put it back.
Reader, what is your favorite book? You don't know how to read?
Okay, what's next?
Okay. The next book will be a recommendation based on your favorite cover. So somebody that just wants to judge the book by their cover before they read it. What's your...
My favorite cover.
Yeah.
There's one that we don't own that I've seen in Barnes & Noble the last couple times that I've gone. And if you watched all of the reading vlog that I posted recently, you probably know what I'm going to say. It's The Bladed Faith by David Dalglish.
That's your favorite?
Daglish? No, I'm just saying that is one that looks pretty awesome. I think another one that I have that is similarly awesome and badass is The Pariah by Anthony Ryan. Let me see if I can find one more.
Sure.
Oh, you know what? I'm not going to read this book, but I love the colors on this cover of Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. You read this, right?
Yeah, I would recommend it. It's very fantastical, magical. It's a lot of fun.
I keep finding more books. I also really like this cover, The Promise of Blood by Brian McClellan. The first book in the Powder Mage trilogy. That's the name of the series. I have not read this. I've heard good things about it. Again, awesome. Also is what I meant to say. But also I just realized Brandon Sanderson said just plain awesome. So if my favorite author likes it, I better freaking read it. And then I think all of the UK covers for Brandon Sanderson's books, that's the white and black with like splashes of color. This is Warbreaker that I'm holding. But we also have the first 3 in the Mistborn series. There are also the Stormlight Archive available in those editions as well. And I really like those covers. They're so pretty.
They are pretty.
Too many books to tell you, but...
Is there some pretty books that you recommend?
Yeah.
So the next one's kind of also a judge the book by the cover question. So a book that has your favorite color.
A book that has my favorite color?
First, let's tell everybody, what is your favorite color?
I don't know. What is my favorite color?
Black.
I do like black.
Which is the...
But I also like purple.
Black technically isn't a color. It is the lack of color.
It's the lack thereof, yeah. Okay, Bill Nye. Just any black book?
Sure.
I have always liked this cover. Oh, I need to take the sticker off. So apparently we bought this book at a library book sale. But Brisinger by Christopher Paolini. I've always been intrigued by these books, even whenever they were like being released, just because
the covers.
I like the covers. And when this one came out, I was like, ooh, I really like that cover because it's black and yellow and black and gold. And I don't know. I like dragons. They look dope.
They are. All right. That was question number 8. Question number 9. A book you expected to hate but loved, or a book that you expected to love but hated? If we don't have any, then that's fine too, because maybe you DNF'd it and we got rid of it, or...
I feel like if it's a book that I hate, I probably would have DNF'd it.
What about one that you didn't expect to like, but you were pleasantly surprised? Maybe more off of the non-fantasy shelf?
I'm not realizing how little of the books that we own that I've read. I think I want to go with Don't Hate Me. I
will never hate you, but I don't have to agree with you all the time.
Here's the thing. I didn't expect to like this as much as I did. Now, that being said, I didn't like the ending. But Shawnee was, and probably still is, very much in love with Daisy Jones and the Six.
Yes. Yes.
And I think you would agree that you don't like the ending. We've talked about this.
Yeah, I've read 2 TJR books, and her endings have flopped for me on both of those. This one and Evelyn Hugo. Don't like the endings. Like a chunk of the book, most of it. This one, loved all of the book except for the ending, flopped for me. Evelyn Hugo, that's beside the point. We'll talk about that later.
So the reason that I didn't think I was going to like this is because I am pretty, I guess, set in my ways when it comes to reading. And I'm trying to not be so much. So at the end of last year, we were going on a road trip, and we had this on Audible. And so we just popped this on and listened to it the whole way. It's about a band called Daisy Jones and the Six, how they are formed, how they meet, and it's a rise and fall story.
Yeah.
And it's formulated like an interview where the members of the band and people associated with the band are being interviewed, and we are reading the records of the interview.
Yeah, so we don't hear anything that the interviewer is asking. It's all just answers, but it tells the story so well and so in depth that you don't realize that you're not getting regular stanza paragraphs like in a regular novel. It was just done so well. I just wish that the ending was better. I still gave it 5 stars. Still loved it.
So for the prompt, a book that I did not expect to like, but did, Daisy Jones and the Six.
Oh, so you did like it. I thought you were going to say that if it kind of flopped for you, but I
no, because you might not remember, but I wasn't really looking forward to reading it. Mm-hmm. I told you that I would because I like music, and you thought that I would enjoy that.
I thought you would, yeah.
But I wasn't so sure. And I was pleasantly surprised.
For the most part. What did you rate this one? 4? 3?
I don't remember. 3 or 4.
So, last question. What is the most anticipated book on your TBR that you just can't wait to read?
The most anticipated book on my TBR that I cannot wait to read.
That you would recommend just based upon what you know about it, because you're so excited to read it, you want other people to read it with you.
Oh, there's so many books.
And it doesn't have to be like this is the book that you're going to immediately pick up right now, but one that you just have the most anticipation about reading.
I'm going to say Jade Legacy, because I am currently, while we're recording this, in the middle of Jade War, and I know how much that you love this series and the conclusion of it.
Yeah.
And I know that you're really excited to talk about it with me.
Yeah.
And so I am very excited to finish this series eventually. I can't make any promises as to when that will be.
That's okay.
But I am excited to read this.
Wait, I was getting emotional when you picked up that book. Because I'm just excited.
The 5th book that I don't remember the title of.
Is there a title? I don't think that's released yet.
I thought I have seen it released. Stormlight 5. I'm looking forward to that. There's so many books. I mean, we've got The Expanse. I've been looking forward to Between Two Fires since before we bought it.
But Jade Legacy stuck out to you.
I think more than anything else that we have, I think Jade Legacy would be the most anticipated read for me. Just to see what all of your hype was about. Because there was a lot of hype, which I mentioned earlier. On BookTube, people loved Jade Legacy.
I hope it doesn't let you down.
Me too. Hope it's not overhyped. I guess we'll find out eventually.
All right, so those are some of Matt's book recs based upon some random questions that I made up for you guys. And so if you want to read any of those books, let us know. If there are some of the books that Matt also hasn't read, let us know. And maybe we could do like a little monthly buddy read thing with some of y'all online. That would be fun. So anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for participating. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had fun. It's so hard for me to choose one book.
Yeah.
As a person with choice paralysis, I'm surprised at how quickly I came up with some of those answers.
You did great.
Thanks. So thanks so much for watching. If you are not subscribed yet, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, you can leave a like as well. And let's read some books.
Bye.
Bye.